really surreal because there's acoustics. Like I moved in here and suddenly reflections.
Oh yeah.
So who's this dude?
I don't know. Handsome, right? Not so much.
So here we are.
Yeah.
We're at Eminence. You have been, since I've known you, the speaker guy.
That's me.
I mean, you really have. One of the reasons why I'm drawn to this gentleman over here is because I relate to you. You and I tell everybody whenever you come up in conversation nearly every day when I'm talking about companies. You've got 1 foot in, put a microphone in front of things and record it, and 1 foot in the virtual, and you're one of the few people that are skilled in both areas. But you do know...
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean...
But this is my passion.
This is your passion, yeah.
That's much more fun. So we went a long way, I think, through more than 60 prototypes.
Yeah.
I went to Kentucky to fine-tune it
with
Jerry from Eminence. It was great how they supported me in finding what I was looking for sonically. Yeah. And we tried a lot of stuff. We tried different magnets. We tried different dust caps. We tried different dopings of the cone. We tried different voice coils. There's so much you could do, and it has been a great adventure. And now it's officially released, and people seem to like it. And I want to hear your opinion because there are a lot of metal people out there. But you're a rock guy, so I'm curious.
I am a rock guy, and I do like my JMPs. I love my Laneys. Still, to me, the best guitar sound is that first album, Black Sabbath.
This very traditional design, ceramic magnet, heavy speaker. I hope you're gonna like it. So, you tell me what you need, and we'll send it over.
Well, I think a pair. Let's stick it in a 212 and have a go.
Let's do that.
Super excited. How much are these retailing for? Let's wait to this.
$160 in the US or something.
That's not bad.
I think
not bad at all. I mean,
in Europe they're unfortunately a little more expensive, but it's
but they're made in the USA.
All made in the USA. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Unlike other speakers that
Kristian Kohle and Eminence, the carnivore. Since we're talking about guitars and speakers and stuff, what gun to your head? Sponsorship, schmizzle, whatever. What's the best mic on this? Or mics? What do you love to record these with?
With mics?
Yeah.
I'm a 57 guy.
Okay.
That's how it is designed. But that's what. So if you throw a 57 edge of dust cap, it's gonna sound cool.
You're about here.
Yeah. And then
do you take the grill off and get close in, or do you keep it out?
No, because this one actually has a pretty like a fatter low end than a V30, for example.
Yeah.
It's a little more greenbackish in the low end, so there's a lot. And I even move the mic a little further away.
Okay.
Because
here-ish?
No, just like that, like this, and then you gotta listen, So
sure.
That's what I tell people.
I want to start with what you prefer, and then take it from
before
there.
you reach for a low cut filter, just pull back the mic a little bit, and that might do it. The other mic I fell in love with recently is the AEA R92 ribbon mic.
What's the one that we use that's based on the KU5A or whatever it's called?
That's a more modern one.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, so good. The one I use is the more traditional passive ribbon.
Right.
Love AEA mics. Great mics.
Do you combine it with the 57?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Or you have two guitar tones, often in metal. You have quad track guitars.
Yeah.
You do one pair with a 57, the other one with a darker ribbon, and then that blend. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Well, I'm excited to try it. It's hefty. What's its maximum? What's it rated at? Wattage? Was it 66?
Really? No, I think
666 watts.
When we first measured the voice coil, the impedance of the speaker, the first one we did was actually, I have a photo of it. It has 6.66 ohm.
Really?
Yeah. No joke.
But no, what is the power rated at? By the way, wattage is not a thing, is it? That's me being an idiot. But what's its power rating? Do you know?
I think it has 60 something watts.
Okay.
So I mean, it's if you're used to V30s, greenbacks, it's
to the same area.
Yeah, same area. So it's more powerful than a greenback, obviously, but
But it's not one of those when they used to make those 360 watt cabs. Yeah.
Don't need that.
No. Awesome. And it's red. I mean, that really is the differentiator.
Yeah.
Can you tell that I used to work in this area?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always get somebody and they press their finger against it. It's like, no, no, don't do that. Yeah. Well, you know, whenever a speaker would come in that was blown, you would just do this and you'd feel it rubbing.
Yeah.
Because the voice coil or whatever it's called there would get fried and it would just catch on the edge. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Very nice indeed.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And yeah, next time you see that man, say hi to him for me. So like a week ago, we put up this video.
Yeah.
It's been a whole week now.
Yeah, it's a whole week.
And of this beautiful console that we see behind us,
Thank you, sir.
that we have been talking about. I know you've been talking about it many more years than I have with you, but
Yeah.
super excited.
I think Abbey Road was like, is he ever actually going to do this? You know, I think they were getting mad. No, but it's been too long, but I'm glad we waited, especially because some of the features that have come to light over time, and I really had time to just let it all cook, you know, and come out the way it needed to.
And the first thing I have to say is the number one question we get under the video is like, oh, how many billions of dollars is going to be?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There are people online saying, I bet it's $250,000. You know, I mean,
That'd be great.
It
You could make 200 grand profit in your back
It
pocket.
couldn't be farther from the
No.
truth. Like, so a TG cassette is going to be, I think, roughly $3,400.
Yeah.
So, like, my joke about it is, for a Neve BCM10, you can buy 27 TG cassettes. So it's nowhere near that.
It's basically going to be competitive with like a 1608 price.
Exactly. Except that you can choose it in any format you want.
Yeah.
You could get it half size, so it costs half as much, and you can add later.
Yeah.
You know, I really wanted flexibility for the user. I didn't want to stick people with anything. You know, coming from meager start myself.
I relate. Trust me.
Yeah. So like the flexibility, the ease on the pocketbook, the size. You know, you don't need a crane for it. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do the best I could for people. So.
Yeah, look, I relate to that totally. In a world that we live in, where there's just like so many of these pretensioneers online, you know, charging thousands, and we have a great relationship, and we'll do anything we can to help you.
Thank you, man.
Because we're cut from the same cloth.
The same. It's been a pleasure being friends. Like, we only met a couple years ago, actually. Love you guys. Love your family. Love everything. So.
Thank you. Yeah. There's no millions of dollars exchanging hands.
Nope.
We do this because we love what we do.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So what do you got here?
All right, so we wanted to sort of demonstrate the modularity, right? So let me turn this the right way. But so all the cassettes are like this, and when you get them, they'll be in a box by themselves, because you can literally order what you want and start plugging it together, right?
Yep.
So this is a REDD cassette. When you flip it over, this is everything on the back. So you have mic pre and EQ in and out, fader in and out, and then the buses just connect on the D subs, and power is up here. So literally, when you add to it, all you have to do, jump this over to the next cassette, jump this over to the next cassette, and it's running. So, and then you run it out to the power supply, and it's very easy. It all fits in that 12 rack unit frame. So
people could basically, my brain is going, people can start buying these as 21-inch rack mounts.
Yep.
And then build your console as you go.
If you wanted one of these cassettes because you like how it looks or something,
I do.
You can just do that and stick it on your on top of your rack and plug it in, right?
Yeah.
And then later you could get the little frame kit and start piecing more together. Basically, as you want to start growing your system, this is just the rack frame kit, which we talked a little bit about in your other video. Anywhere you have 12 rack spaces, you can stick this in. So if you have a side rack you want to put it in, fine. If you have a Sterling modular, this is a jam rack. If you have your own furniture you had made, you can just start going, and you could start with 2 and a bunch of blanks or whatever. Start going, and then you're like, oh, I want more. I'm going to expand over to here. We've had people mention, oh, I'm going to start a little, and I'm going to try and buy a couple cassettes every whatever, you know, and like, so you're not bogged down with money and size. It's only $200 for the frame. Oh, wow. It's not like a big, nutty frame.
Yeah, it's not like a 500 series.
No.
Okay.
It's just made so that everything can plug in, and so that it all grounds together.
Great.
And all that.
Love it.
So, the big point is, I want the customers to know you don't have to have anything. Yeah. You know, you can choose whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
So.
But you're here to guide.
We're here to guide. Yeah,
Wade specifically. Email Wade at wade.wade.wade with 100 questions.
We do actually.
Your head is already exploding. I bet. How many emails have you had asking questions since our video?
It's been really nice. Like I was like, wow, this is going to be a really fun product, and people have been so great about like being interested, and it's. It's sort of like, oh God, my dream, kind of. Like thank you to everybody.
You probably spend an hour answering every email.
Yeah, well,
which means you've spent the last week and a half just answering emails.
Luckily, we have a few other people that work for us.
Okay, good.
That help. So, no,
well, great.
But it's been fun.
I'm super excited. I mean, I love the fact that you built something. I know this is the wrong word, affordable, but in the real world, it is. If you're buying, it's totally competitive with everybody else's price range, but completely unique.
One guy that called the shop was like, and I hadn't really thought of this. He's like, we have this. We're thinking about getting this. We were going to have to take a loan out for 200 some grand to get a big console.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to buy this, and then that reference. I'm going to add. He said I'm going to add a cassette every month until I get up to a big system.
I know who that is.
Yeah, and it's like, oh right. I hadn't thought of it that way, but that's great. You don't have to pay the extra high interest rate of a non-home loan or whatever, and so it's anyway turned out good.
It's great. I mean, 8 channels as we see it. How much is this?
Well, say you had 8 TGs and a TG bus, you'd be about 31-ish, depending on power supplies and cabling and whatever you decide to do. So yeah, you don't have to go full bore with it. You still get the faders. Yeah. You still get the pedal inserts if you have a bus. You still get the reamping circuits.
Amazing.
Wet, dry, EQ on the bus, all that kind of stuff.
I know you're going to make these red and not blue, Wade.
We were asked about red. We were asked about red. We can do red, but one thing is, if you order some later, you'll have to make sure and tell us. Otherwise, you'll have a rainbow going on.
Maybe that's what you want.
Yeah. So, but the original one had red faders and a red EMI sign.
Yeah.
So, we thought blue was actually easier on the eyes.
Right.
So we went with blue.
Yeah. Plus, red does not stand for the color.
Yeah.
This is amazing, absolutely amazing. So the pedal stuff, we didn't talk about that in the Abbey Road video. So give us a little.
So literally to do the pedal, this is a Gaiatone pedal off of Reverb for like $80, right?
Nice.
It's sort of a tube screamer except that it has high and low on it, so I like it.
Yeah,
right?
Me too, yeah.
So literally all you have to do, you run this back to the back of the bus cassettes, and there's connections there for the low level.
Yeah.
You just hit this button, and then you can just assign it from the send. So like if we have a snare going. That's how that's how easy it is to mix it in.
Do it again. I hope that comes through in our little mics.
So I think all of us have 100 guitar pedals, right?
I think we have about 300.
Right. So it's like, for me, it gave them a whole new life and use. Because I play guitar, but honestly, I don't use my pedals a lot on guitar. So like a Memory Man on a vocal is dreamy. An $80 pedal from the 80s.
Yeah.
You heard what it did. A lot of people like to distort their snares. Yeah. And you have a lot of control when you combine it with the gain structure of the send and the controls here and the send here. So very easy. Distortion pedals, delay pedal, all the analog delay pedals are fun with this.
Nice.
There's even a polarity on the send because a lot of guitar pedals are out of phase.
They are.
Yeah.
Or you send them off to get repaired and they come back wired out of phase. I've had that happen.
Really?
Yeah. Because I had something repaired, did an overdub and was like, what's going on? Yep.
So a lot of them are halfway out of phase, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why you got to mess with this a little. But anyway, the other thing you can do with the same circuit is you can reamp from it, right?
Yep.
So all you do to reamp is the same thing. Say we're going to reamp from 4, right? You just go over here, you press this, you take only the output from the back, and you run it over to here. We have a little Fender Champ wired up, and then you go back to your snare drum, right? I'm going to mute the speakers, and we're reamping over here.
God bless 700 hertz.
Now, I wouldn't be using that amp for my reamping.
Yeah.
But it's simple as that. So you just send from here. So very easy just to leave it set up as a rig for, say, mixers who are reamping a lot.
I don't have enough ring on the snare. Don't worry, we're going to put it through a Fender
let's
Champ.
get more.
Yeah, let's get some more.
Yep.
Oing, oing, nice.
So even on a really small system, you can do all those features, right? My system at home is a little bitty one.
Nice.
With 2 cassettes, 2 REDDs, 2 TGs, a bus, expander, a control room. But I can still do everything from a 16-channel breakout for mix for in-the-box mix.
Nice.
I can track through tubes or solid state. You can reamp. You can insert pedals. There's bus EQ on there as well.
Nice.
You know, so it doesn't have to be a big crazy thing. You know, and I actually prefer it small myself. So
that's what she said. And so,
yeah, that's what she said.
Put 'em chick.
Nah, I'm telling your wife.
Yeah, she's usually the one that says that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. This is perfect. I mean, I like this size. I can't wait for it to be delivered to my studio.
Yeah, well, let's organize shipping. Oh boy.
No, it's just fantastic. No, it's a perfect size. We had a 12-channel CADAC for years. We used to track drums through, and we ended up with it's pretty perfect size kick, snare, hat if you need it. If it was in England, we don't use the hat mic, as you know.
No hat.
But hat, rack, floor, overheads. I mean, we literally only use like 6 or 7.
Yep.
Track because the room was so small, we didn't even have room mics up. So I think in most situations, maybe a snare bottom 8 is going to be perfect for tracking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can make big systems, but I was really looking for that. What you're talking about, like home users, but also pros who want an economical setup. And there's more mixing in the box and with hybrid systems.
Yeah.
And just those big consoles, man. You change your mind and want a different one. Go hire a crane and a whatever. It's like,
oh, I know.
I think that's,
I've owned a lot in my life.
To me, that's gone, and it needed to go this route.
Oh, I bought an 8058, and they bent the frame when they were delivering it.
Those are so heavy too.
Yeah. We had to have the frame straight, and it was
no.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like, because it's the modular thing, and there's not a big main frame that it all goes in.
Yeah.
Like old Neves, for example, they would sag. Some of them would sag in the middle. I've seen SSLs do it.
Yeah.
There's none of that because it's all self-contained. So worst case scenario is you have to send one cassette to us, or change out the connection on the back. And
look, the bottom line is you're buying your vintage sound without your vintage problems.
Hopefully. And I just want to say, like, we try very hard to make this stuff like it would have been made back in the day, like at the REDD factory. If you've seen inside our curve bender, there's a lot going on. It's all done by hand. These are all made that way. There's no sort of corners. And I'm not saying this to talk crap.
We did the tour.
I'm just saying how we want to do it. I want to make it like an old unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, did I fuck up too much?
No.
Okay. And we covered everything too.
Yeah. You didn't mess everything up.
You're the man.
You're the man.
I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you. Link underneath, of course. Eric, remember to put it there. Thank you. How many years has AEA been going?
Well, Wes started the company. He started manufacturing in 1998. So
Wes started the company in 98. So 28 years ago. And what is incredible, it's probably, along with Roya, the most famous ribbon microphone company in the world. I cannot believe that this is the first time ever that you guys have actually won Tech Awards.
We did, and the most incredible thing is we didn't think we would win, so none of us showed up. And our buddy.
Well, you also broke your ankle.
Well, there is the whole broken leg sound story here
got something to do with it.
Yeah,
right.
So you thought you'd have the rather wonderful Mr. John Jennings here.
So the amazing John Jennings had offered to pick up our award if we would win, and I said, well, that's not going to happen, but thank you for doing so, and he did. And he went on the stage twice for us last night.
Twice.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is, it's like, they're our chief competitor, but Julie is awesome. Like, we're good friends. Her and her husband were at my house in Nashville just half a year ago, hanging out in the studio. And, that they won is fantastic because we're all kind of in each other's corner about teaching the world about ribbons. We approach ribbons differently, and there's a lot of space in the world for different approaches to technology.
That's the thing.
And so I love what they're doing. And
thank you for letting us, say this on camera, because one of the things that we keep talking about is, people complain that the industry is getting smaller or less populated, but it's like, I feel like if we all support each other, we can all grow together exponentially.
Definitely.
Preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, and thank you so much for giving us this time.
Thank you.
Here we are.
And thanks for the votes. Woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah, God,
you're the best, Julie. I'm so glad you took this company over.
Oh,
I'm so glad.
And thanks for supporting us all this time, Warren.
Thank you. I'm excited about what you do with Christian as well. Great.
Love it.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This. Whoops.
So with Joey at AEA. How are you? You good?
I'm great.
Day 2 of the show. How you been getting on?
It's been great. It's been really cool. You know, got some trophies here for the
Okay.
first time in AEA history.
Oh, you've been first time AE's ever won a tech award.
Yes.
How can that be?
I don't know. We just did a real big social media push and started begging people, please vote for us, and I guess it worked.
All those years of Wes doing it, and he never won a tech award.
Yeah, I just took a picture of it with Wes, and you know, we couldn't have done it without him. He knows that.
That's crazy.
And John Jennings accepted the award for us.
I know. Well, look. So tell us what you've got.
All right, so let's start with the N28. This is my baby, the compact stereo ribbon microphone. We had people saying, you know, the 88 is great, it sounds great, we cannot use it on stage, and we cannot use it for certain video shoots because the set designers say it's ugly. So we
big.
Yeah. So we made a more compact one. It uses a smaller ribbon, a brand new ribbon design, much more mid-forward, faster transients because it is a smaller ribbon.
Yeah.
Small 1 to 89 toroidal transformers packed in here, and a new dual unity gain buffer amp. So a lot of really cool stuff packed into this tiny package. Comes with a windscreen for outdoor recording if you'd like, or just as a pop filter. And of course a breakout cable for the 5-pin XLR. It's super cool.
Oh, it's light.
Yeah. And,
Not than anticipated.
and it's great on, like it's really great on banjo, that mid-forwardness, great on acoustic guitar. I really like recording, you know, you have this pointed at the acoustic guitar and then like a 44 pointed like this. So the nulls of the bidirectionals are using to your advantage and you just have complete isolation.
Amazing.
Onwards. Oh, and of course.
What did you win? Win it for? That one, did it?
Yes.
Congrats. Amazing.
Thank you. Then we have
another tech award for what?
For the TDI Duo. We made the TDI and then someone was like, could you make a 2-channel? So I spent an entire afternoon and put it in a 2-channel.
Yeah.
But it's a great DI. So it's a Fred Purcell design, 10-to-1 Lely step-down transformer, and it's just super simple, super easy to use. It's got a pseudo ground lift and a pad, and then a parallel throughput. And you can put 3 of these in one of our new rack trays. That is, I think, shipping now. So if you want to have 3 of them in a rack, 6 channels of DI, super
Wonderful.
great. The new thing we have.
That's a lot of channels of DI.
Yes.
Yes.
But for synth players, they really like it.
Synth players, I
and then-
suppose modern metal bands that are all using virtual stuff.
Well, and then Ginger Root was using it on tour. They had like you know those phone mics going into it. They had multiple synths going into it, and like the ease of using that on a tour, just in a rack already, was great. So, brand new tube preamp. This is going to be coming out later this year.
Yeah.
So this is just pulling out all the stops. We have a flagship microphones, you know, 44s, KU4s. What preamp do you sell with that? This is the best that we could do without thinking about money. So 12AX7 front end, 12AU7 stage 2 gain. We have it fully bounced all the way through. It's a cascaded hybrid tube and JFET design. So with using tubes where tubes work the best, using JFETs where JFETs work the best, a custom 1 to 2 input transformer, and it's just the cleanest thing. Like you compare it to the RPQ3 and you're like, I didn't know it could get cleaner than that. More transparent, more musical. It's really something else. Onwards from there. So yeah, that's gonna be coming out later, probably $4,000 to $5,000, but it's a real beauty. And these 10-sided knobs for the 10th preamp that we've done with Fred Purcell.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love fully recallable stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's great,
So we also have the snack box. This thing has been selling like hotcakes, and inside
Snack box
we
with
have,
a Q.
Yes. Trademarked, I think. You can trademark anything.
Yeah.
So this is selling right now. We're updating the power so that it's working with even more modules. So that's going to be coming out soon. I think the price is going to be $349 on that.
Yeah.
But people love this. They're doing their little remote recording rigs. They have a ART preamp with EQ and then a 500 series compressor. You can parallel the outputs with the Cascade, so you can have the dry and the wet out. And it comes with a non-button. People love that. And inside we have our RPQ 503s. That's boost and cut for low and high now. So these are dual concentric synergy tinted knobs for the boost and cut gain, and then the frequency on these little football knobs in the back. It's great. It's super useful, and now it'll work better on condensers and dynamics for.
I love the look
stuff.
and feel. I keep touching these knobs. I feel like I feel like I'm controlling something inside of a submarine or something. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Tell me about this.
This is
the gold finish.
The gold finish. So this is the 84. It's like the more economical version of the 44. That's been out for a while. I mean, this is just one of the classic best-selling mics of ours. Great on brass, great on drum overheads. And the other really important one to see is the N13.
Nice.
So the N13 was our first foray into a small ribbon but bidirectional still. So we have the KU4 and the KU5 are small ribbons. And this came out before the N28, but this uses the 1.2 micron ribbon. So a lot of the times these companies, they're trying to go like thicker ribbon to try to save money, and that way they don't have to pay for repairs and stuff, but you're if you build it right, you protect it properly, you can use a thinner ribbon that gives you even better transient responses.
The KUs, where are they?
The KUs are over here.
Yeah, let's go see the KUs. Walk this way.
KU4.
Yeah.
The second mic on our Legacy series after the 44. This is, of course, designed after the RCA KU3A. We use, modern materials that like neodymium magnets instead of alnico magnets. We use rigid fiberglass instead of horsehair, like they use their horse or cow hair. It's a cardio or hypercardioid mic, and it's really, really bright for a ribbon. Great on vocalists and great on stand-up bass. And then, of course,
and
the
that's
KU5.
One of the best guitar amp mics I've ever used.
Yeah, we hear all the time guitar amps, but more recently
vocals as well.
with vocals for on tour with Sturgill Simpson and on tour with Paul Simon right now. This has been, it's so weird, this industry. Like, you have a product and you're like, guys, this is a really cool thing, and 8-9 years later, I
showcased this when it came out, and I know your initial bumper sales. We did a lot of that.
Yeah.
We tracked a song with Steve, didn't we? And everything was through this. We used it mono drums, guitars, bass, vocals. It is a very versatile mic.
Yeah.
And of course, what it's based on, the original. What's the original?
So it's
sort of based on
the BK5. But it's really based on the Toshiba mic, which is based on the BK5. So it's like the second layer of it went from America to Japan back to America.
But the BK5 was kind of that hipster Nashville mic.
Yeah.
And I always liked it. When I went to Blackbird, I would use it all the time, and I thought it sounded really good. I think this is better.
I think so too.
It's because it's a bit more versatile, and it's just a little tiny bit brighter.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do as much work to it.
All the old RCAs, they have really wild transformers, which are fun, but you're stuck with that sound.
Yeah.
So I think with the modern transformers and what we can do with that sort of thing, especially with the Lely transformers, in all of our active mics, super clean, high end, that you just can't really find anywhere else.
I think we have quite a few. This obviously is a favorite. We have 44, 84. This is our mono. We've used this on vocals a lot of times, especially but on a mono, upright piano, I don't think there's a better mic in the world. It is unbelievable. Obviously, loads more stuff, but that just sat on our upright for, 12 years or something, didn't even get moved. Nice. You just pull it up. Everybody like, what mic should we use? Pull it up. They've never heard it before. They're like, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's beautiful. People, and myself included, forget that you think of ribbons as being a little bit darker.
Yeah.
People forget that the transient response on them is second to none.
Yeah.
So even though they might be slightly darker, they actually bring out transients so fast and so spectacular. So things like pianos, especially uprights and stuff, they just make them dance in a mix.
And beautiful. Especially once you start cutting low end, it's everything is relative. Are you suffering from proximity effects or is it actually dark? Because the high end information is there. You just sometimes have to sculpt it to get it to come out. Yeah.
I know Kristian, obviously, one of our business partners and great friends. He probably, gun to his head if he was here, would probably just be able to make a record only using your mics.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan.
Yeah. He really likes the R92 on metal guitar cab.
Yeah.
And so we're playing with some stuff with him. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Under wraps. Didn't hear it from us. No. All right, very exciting. Thank you, Joey.
Great to see you.
You rock. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you, Philip? You good?
I'm fine, thank you, Warren.
Good to see you, as ever.
Good to see you.
So, what do you have that's new and nutritious?
Yeah, we have a new kick drum mic out, and it's actually a true large condenser kick drum mic, which is not that usual.
Yeah.
We've taken our ceramic capsule that we also use in our other microphones, made it less sensitive, so it can really withstand the sound pressure level and the kick drum, and this can really take up to 170 dB. So that's
170.
170.
Okay.
So that
That
means
should be okay for a kick drum.
that
One would
means
hope.
you can not only use it kick in or kick out, but you can also use it right at the point.
Sure.
Which some of our competitors can't do.
Yeah, you used to get that foot.
Exactly,
Yeah.
not with us.
Yeah.
And we have given it this nice little design that you may be familiar with from some other of our microphones, where you can actually angle it
Yeah,
in
that's
any
great.
direction, especially if you do kick in. It's very easy to get it in each and every direction that you
Yeah.
need. And the nice thing is we have given it a very fast electronic. So this meaning we have a very linear system here, and we are not pre-shaping.
Right.
We have no EQ in this microphone. That means it gives you all the frequencies from your kick drum. You have the real sound, and it's up to the sound engineer to actually shape his own kick drum sound. We are not telling you how the kick drum should sound.
but that's good.
You
I
do
mean-
that job.
No, it's good. I mean, there are certain microphones that are great for metal
Yeah.
because they're already scooped. Low mids pulled out, low
Yeah.
end boosted, high mids boosted. But
That's totally fine. But if you want to change something, you have to
Exactly.
dial something in, and it's not there. You usually mess up your sound. Not with this little guy here. So this is really for those who really want to shape their own sound. And
Perfect.
that we have. Yeah. I
so
think
you've got the full kit as well.
Exactly, yeah. But now that we have a kick drum mic, we were finally able to do it. The DMK1, our first drum kit, and basically what we have here is a OD5 on snare
Yeah.
top. We have a OC7 snare bottom,
Okay.
OC7 tom, OC7 on the stand tom as well. So it's 3 OC7, 1 OD5. We have a CC8 for the hi-hat, 2 OC18, our premium large diaphragm mics here, plus the OCD6, the kick drum mic, and this makes the whole set.
Great. How much is it?
5K. Not the most cheap set, but I think
Right.
it's really good value considering how many mics you actually get and which quality of mics you get.
Exactly, the quality. Yeah. Superb. Anything else you want to tell us about? Anything new and interesting?
We also have a new headphone out called the Arranger. It's actually tended a bit more to the audiophile community, but also people like it for mixing and mastering. So
Right.
I definitely need to show it to you and hope you will give it a try.
So who this aimed at predominantly?
Well, predominantly I would say to our high-end and audiophile community. But
Okay, so it's more like listening.
listening, but as I
Mastering
said
as well.
before, I mean, I had it tested with some engineers already, and they like it as well. So I'm not telling you what you use your headphone for. You find out yourself. It has a very nice sound signature, actually, compared to the Composer that you may know as well. It's a little bit softer. Some people tend to say it's a little bit warmer, but still very analytic, very good to find flaws in your mix. So
Can I listen to it? It's great. All right, so scare me. How much are they?
1,100.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's not that scary.
No, it's not totally out of the limits. I think it's not a cheap headphone either.
No,
but
no,
I think
but-
it really has a good price for value.
For an audiophile headphone, that's not unbelievably expensive at all. No. That's great.
Yeah, and we also have this membrane that we use in the Composer, so it's the same membrane material that we use in the Composer. It's just a bit smaller driver.
So what's the main differences between the two?
Different driver size.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So these have the bigger drivers.
these have the bigger drivers. Obviously, the construction on this one is a bit simpler. You have less adjustment possibilities. You know, with the Composer, you can tilt the ear cups. You can't do that with the Arranger. You have the soft pads here. Apart from that, it's also rewired up to the plug. Currently, we're driving it just with the TRS cable, but there are cables available that end up in XLR or Pentagon 4.4 for.
Yeah, I wonder what is there a big impedance difference between the two outputs?
No,
this was ever so slightly quieter.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, this is a bit more sensitive. It's I think 2 dB or something.
Yeah, I know.
Not much. Yeah.
Right. And how much are the composers?
2,700.
Okay. I mean, those sound phenomenal. Yeah. But these sound great too. Sound really good. It's the width on this is quite special. It just seems to. Yeah. No NAMM for Produce Like a Pro would be complete without, of course, Laura from Shure.
Yeah, I say that every day. No, I don't. Thank you for
How
being
are
here.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
So this cute little guy right
Okay.
here. This is, I don't know if you remember the MV88, but
I think so. We had one, I think, yes.
Yeah, so it used to plug in Lightning,
Yeah,
and then of course Lightning has gone the way of the Dodo.
it has.
So
yeah.
now we have USB-C.
Good.
You don't have to take your case off, which kind of was the Achilles heel of
So does that mean USB-C means can be Android as well? Can be? Okay,
both
good.
languages. Yes.
Good.
Check the website for compatibility. But it still has the great features of changing the polar pattern.
Yep.
So you've got stereo, you've got cardioid, raw mid-side, and mono bidirectional. And it has presets, so for those who don't know what any of that means, they can just select speech, or they can select music.
I use that funny shaped thing. Press that button. Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
I sound like that.
Yep.
It also has auto level mode and active noise compression, denoising. Let's see right here, real-time denoiser.
Nice.
Yep. And so just same controls that you have, but it's
Yep.
great for on-the-go content creation when you just want to
Okay.
plug and play.
This is great. How much is it?
How much is it? It's $159.
That's good.
Yes.
Oh, see. Yeah, good. It's light.
Yeah, and it has a little zippered case, so it's great for travel, very durable. The barrel rotates, this comes off, but it comes
Can you
with
extend the
windscreen.
cable? Could you get a cable extender? And
We have the MV88 Plus video kit that has
Okay.
the cable so that you can do that.
Okay, good.
And then we have the wireless Move Mic 88 Plus, which is the
Right.
wireless variant of that, so then you wouldn't...
What are these?
These are the Move Mic, these are lavaliers. So,
They're lavaliers, but what I mean, what's the model number?
Move Mic.
Move mic.
Yep.
Why did I not know that?
You
There
do
you go.
know that. You've had it before.
I've had
Eric
it. We
knows.
use it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever knew what it was called. They were just like, let's use the Shure lavaliers.
These are great.
We got the high pass on here, 75, 150. Yeah, this is nifty. And 150 buckaroonies.
Yep. Almost
Great.
160. Yeah.
Very nice.
Thanks.
What else have you got that's new?
All right. Follow me.
Walk this way.
So we have Yuri over here giving an active demonstration of our new KSM microphones.
He's very active.
He's very active.
Yes.
So KSM, there are studio mics. So
Yeah.
our side address condensers, the
Okay.
KSM32 you probably used on overheads.
Yeah, a lot. We use the KSM32s as room mics and sounded phenomenal, yeah.
So same
Yeah.
capsule,
Yeah.
new design, new enclosure, so same great sound, improved shock mount. So
I'm
no
sure you
saggy
sell lots of
elastics.
KSM32s,
We do.
but I still think they're pretty slept on.
Yes.
They're actually really, really great mic.
They are completely slept on, so
Yeah.
my mission in life now is to let everyone know that Shure is not just a live microphone company.
You don't just make a 58
We
and a
don't
57.
just make a 58, people. So we have the 32, the 40, and the 44.
Nice.
So these are existing SKUs that have now been given a complete facelift, but the same great sound, same great capsule, same great technology, but improved shock mount and magnetic pop filter.
Oh yeah, I like this. Everybody's doing this now. It's great. Yeah. Really
Which,
nice.
When we did the SM4
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
using Hey Hey Sister,
Yeah.
that was the mic that we used, and it had that same technology. So now we added it to our higher tier.
I've got to be honest, I do like the look of this. Remember Eric, the KSM32s kind of like did this sort of slopey thing. And it did look a bit not of the time. I like this.
Yeah.
It's kind of rugged and looks like it's got a slightly smaller footprint, which is also
It
useful.
does. It's lighter.
Get it
so
stuck in.
even better for overheads,
Yeah.
which is the 32s where it really shines,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
room mics. And then so the 40 is kind of like the Swiss Army knife mic, kind of like our SM27, but now given an upgrade, lightweight, same great sound. And the 44, this is the mic for vocalists.
I can assure you, this magnet is strong.
Warren's riding the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Which-
that isn't falling off.
It's not. It's
No,
not
that's
going
great.
anywhere.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
What are they going to retail at? Look at your little thing.
I know, my little cheat sheet. This is so bad because, I should be doing this. I've been in the media hub all day and yesterday recording interviews, and no one's asked me a single pricing question. So KSM32 with the shock mount, so what you're seeing here is $729, $879, and $1,099.
Okay, so what is the difference? What's the
Difference is smaller capsule, 1/2 inch,
Okay.
1 inch, dual diaphragm on this one,
Yeah.
which gives you the sparkle in the top end and kind of cancels out your proximity effect.
Okay.
So it's giving you the effect of having an air added to it
Nice.
with no EQ, just straight
Okay.
flat out of the box.
Great.
So this is our vocal. We point
Okay,
point
great.
vocalist towards this one.
What's the middle one?
And the KSM40, which is more of like your utility mic,
Yeah.
goes on everything: overhead, strums, guitars, instruments.
So same electronics in each with different capsules.
Correct.
Okay, great.
And switchable polar pattern on the 44.
Perfect. So that's fixed cardioid,
And cardioid.
cardioid only, and figure of 8.
Yes.
Great. Does this have a?
Pad.
So it has a pad. Does it have and a roll off? Okay,
Yep.
a high pass.
Yep.
Okay,
on these,
great.
On all of them, yes.
Yeah, great utilitarian. All right. Well, we need to get some to try.
You do.
Okay.
Good thing you know a girl.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Can you ask yourself to send us some?
Yes, I can ask her. She's
Okay.
very difficult to get a hold of, but I will try. Next on our journey of nutrition is the SLXD Plus.
Okie dokie.
So it's our wireless system, mid-tier wireless, meaning for those looking for more expanded features, not ready to go up to the flagship, Axion Digital. But what
What's
we
the
put
flagship allowing you, for instance? What's?
well, Axion Digital gives you full coverage, diversity, quadversity with that, so you're not going to have any dropouts, and just full
Massive range.
Massive range, yes. But the SLXD Plus now gives you the ability to sync your transmitters over the air via
Yeah.
Bluetooth. It also gives you wideband tuning. So you'll notice here it's tuning 470 to 608 megahertz, meaning for those touring, you don't have to frequency coordinate the way that you would. I mean, you still have to frequency coordinate, but you don't have to think ahead as much.
Okay.
Will the G57 band work in my region? Because
Okay.
now we have you covered for the entire US.
I do remember
essentially.
that. Yeah, exactly. I remember touring a million years ago, 95, 96.
A million.
Yeah,
It's a million. Yep.
In real terms, probably about the same time he was born. What year were you born? 94. You're one. It's okay. You're one.
Never mind.
I remember touring, and there was certain states that had because we were trying to use wireless systems, which was really stupid in those days.
In the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Pioneer. Yes.
Pioneer, yes. There were certain states we had to change the frequency band.
Yes. Yes. You
Yeah.
did.
It wasn't in those days. It wasn't automatic. It was you had to know.
Right. And it's very challenging if you're touring, especially as a band who's just getting started or
Sure.
as an established band, because this will cover you in the mid-tier venues, the mid-sized venues. You'd have to coordinate, and then you'd get there and you'd have dropouts. And unless you knew what you were doing with RF, it could
And
get
then the
dicey.
other thing that I think was always critical in those days was lack of dynamics. It always felt like
Flat.
you play guitar and be like chang chang, even it was just
That
the
is
same.
not the case with the SLXD
Yeah,
Plus. Now you also have the ability to engage feedback protection.
Well, that's nice. Okay.
And it also has frequency jumping, so if it detects interference, it will automatically switch to a clean channel.
Okay.
So the ability to sync your pack or your mic to the receiver without having to physically be next to it,
Right.
you can do that now.
Great.
You can manage it using wireless workbench. It has rechargeability, swappable capsules. So really, again, a ton of the features that come in the higher tier in a more approachable price point.
This isn't that much heavier than a regular 58.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's got like a lighter case material.
Yes.
So, how much are these?
All right, so we
Cheat
have
sheet
the
time.
system of, because I never can remember my wireless system. So if you wanted, let's say, a single channel receiver, and it also comes in single, dual, and quad variants. So you can have your whole band set up on a quad channel in a single rack, which is killer.
Nice.
That's this one here. $769
Yeah.
for this with a single channel.
That's still,
and then
that's pretty reasonable. That's the way you want to go.
it is.
If you're that guy
If you're that,
spinning around the spot, and
yes. Or if you're
that's as
the
good a leap
singer,
you're going to get from me.
if you're the singer and you want to rock out, $789.
You're saying that. I'm saying this because I'm a guitarist. You're saying because you're a singer.
I don't know why. Why
Yeah.
would you say that? Yes, yes, we are stereotypical.
Yeah, we
like
are very
that.
stereotypical.
But for the quad, that's kind of the main thing. So handheld plus dual, $1649.
Great. Okay.
So it's really meant to be an approachable price point that gets you wireless that's not going to let you down, give you that wideband tuning, great features, frequency coordination's easier, no dropouts. Yeah.
I remember, what's the one in the late 80s, early 90s? NADI. Remember NADI?
No.
Okay. That was like the affordable, and that was more expensive than this at that period.
Yes. I
So it was
believe
like
that.
the price of a 5-year-old car. That's not
a
the price
little
of a
much.
5-year-old car.
That's a little much. Yeah. So
That's good. I'm glad. I mean, this is the wonders of technology. Things are coming down in price and actually
Yes.
getting to the realms of maybe even being affordable.
that's right. We like to do that at Shure, and give you options. So we have everything from entry level to professional level wireless,
Right.
everywhere in between.
What is the entry level of this?
BLX is our system. Yeah, and that one's just got some more. It doesn't have rechargeability, but
Right.
super easy to coordinate and work with.
Right.
So you can have that ability. I think it's like $399 a channel.
Okay, cool.
Don't quote me on that one either. But
All right. What's
go
next?
to Shure.com to check pricing. That's it for the new stuff.
Okay.
But actually, we can show you these, just
Walk
because
this way.
for aesthetics. I mean, we have our new Gator mic stands that are white, and I don't know why, but I'm like so obsessed with them.
White mic stands, yeah?
This is the glass case that I've been
Can we go
encased
in?
in.
I want to see the stands.
Well, welcome to my impromptu session here with Warren Hewart from Produce Like a Pro.
Playing I'm sure you know the song.
I don't know what that is up yet.
I've always been thinking that, has anybody ever seen Kermit the Frog and Neil Young in the same place at the same time?
That's your theory.
Yeah. I've seen, if you think it like this, no.
Yes.
I've seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it for everyone. But every junk is like a cell. Oh, sorry, I say junkie on the air? Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, no. All joking aside, I'm a massive Neil Young fan,
Same.
which is why I know
Can
how to play
poke
Neil Young
fun.
songs. It's 3:30, day 2.
3:30, day 2.
NAMM 2026. Sam, how are you?
Good. Good to see you, Warren.
My
friend,
Sam.
Hi, Shelby. Good to see you too.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
So, why don't you just take us through your plugins? This is Sam, obviously, at Musik Hack.
Yes. At Musik Hack, we like to make plugins where we take care of a lot of the problems for you when you're trying to solve issues in your mix or like get in a certain direction. Our first child is Master Plan, which tackles the mastering chain, getting you to focus on the areas that matter most. I'm going to move this out of the way. The biggest controls, loud and wide, are just about what do you do in mastering. You want to push the volume and increase the sound stage just to a tasteful level, and then little tiny moves in order to lean the sound the way that you want to give it the character that you want, conveniently located there. Fuel is more of like a punch through the mix kind of tool. You can drive it really hard or really soft, and it does a whole bunch of different things. It's like a Swiss Army knife of maximization and saturation. A lot of different stuff in there. I've recently learned that Shelby's a fan, and I'm so proud.
I am a massive fan of this plugin. I love it so much.
Yeah,
I'll go into it in a second, but
Yeah.
I want you to talk about Sweet EQ first,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back to Fuel.
And then finally, we are announcing Sweet EQ at NAMM. So if you want to first see it, it's saturating EQ. So if you're familiar with tools that are very detailed multi-band saturators like, say, Saturn or Crafter or stuff, we thought about when you open one of those really complicated tools, what are you trying to do most of the time? You're either trying to push the low end in some way, add character to the whole sound, mess with the mids to get that articulation coming through and be real crispy, or you're trying to sizzle the highs in some way. And so we just tackled those problems directly so you don't have to fiddle with every little thing. And on top of that, then we considered how one thing might change another and made sure they don't overlap. The other thing with Sweet EQ is it can look however you want it to look. So if you're feeling Here we go. If you're feeling green rainbow or, I don't know, clown stripe purple green, you just set it to your vibe and move it, and you have it on different tracks. It helps you find where you want to go.
And you can do that with Fuel as well. And I remember when I accidentally did that one time, I thought I lost my mind because I didn't know you could do that. But I guess it's like a fun little hidden feature, right?
Yeah.
This plugin is magical, and I'm not being paid to say that. I just love it so much.
Can I have my money back?
Genuinely, I don't know what witchcraft you've got going on in this one, but it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The OTT mode, but then the mix dry, like the wet dry, is like just the combination of those two is so powerful. So I've got it on my drum bus, I've got it on vocals. If there's anything that I feel like needs to have a little bit more presence without just, reaching for an EQ and boosting the high end, this is what I reach for now. So if you want to explain what's going on under the hood with the OTT mode in particular.
Oh, yeah. So OTT, that's that famous Ableton preset that then became an X for Records freebie plugin and people were using. And I was talking with Stan. Yeah, I was talking with Stan about it. He's our co-founder. And he said he was using it in all sorts of ways that I wasn't expecting. I was used to people doing lots of this kind of spectral flattening thing, or putting on a reverb and then it to kind of smash sounds. So we looked at the compressors that we had already written in-house, and we found the same areas of the sound that it was affecting, and we had it do a similar thing to the sound, and then felt we wanted to move with just one knob from 0 to 100 in a way that would be very versatile with different types of material. One thing that I thought was really interesting is they were talking about the way you used it on vocals.
Yes.
Which was different than the way that Stan used it on vocals. And I didn't even know anyone would use it on vocals to begin with at all. But then I thought about it and I'm like, well, I've seen people play with C4, C6, these multi-pressure plugins for a very long time on a vocal track.
Yeah.
And this kind of tuned in a way where maybe you can do it look a little easier if you just use this tool. So yeah.
But that's the thing, I wouldn't just dial it in, but have it on 100% wet. I would dial it in and then I'd maybe tune it, fine tune it with the wet dry, and then just somehow it just sits perfectly.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a mix breakdown video coming out on the channel soon, where I talk about one of the tracks from my band, and this plugin features extensively across the mix, and I'm using it in so many different ways. You've managed to fit so many different features in such a compact, simple interface.
No, I really appreciate it. That was definitely the goal for it. Is Mixer's toolkit of dynamic control and saturation stuff. So
yeah. But then I think at some point you were saying that the way the loud knob works in this is similar to the way it works in Masterplan. So I don't know if you want to tell us about Masterplan.
Yeah. So the loud knob and Fuel. Are we talking about Masterplan overall now, or
I mean,
my brain is all crazy? Yeah.
If there's any what links are there?
Oh yes, the links between them. There's two links between them, which is the loud knob and the thick control. The thick control is much more different in Fuel from Masterplan, but it has the same kind of DNA in it. In Fuel, there's additional stuff going on. It does the sides and mids differently, and it adds, a little more character. Masterplan is used in a mastering context, and so we wanted that thickness to be much more subtle and kind of an end game thickness where you're really just trying to lean a little bit. The loud knob between the two is the same loudness algorithm. In Masterplan, it's best in class of everything that I could come up with, which is also why there's no live mode in Masterplan. Masterplan has some latency, and the reason is that the limiter has to look ahead. Now, that doesn't mean that it's more expensive for it to perform or anything like that. It's just that it needs to look ahead a little bit further to make the best decision about what to do with the audio. And in Masterplan, we want people to always get the best of both worlds, so they always are, we always have that in that mode. In Fuel, there's a live mode, because Fuel is really useful for playing synths through, or maybe hitting it on a drum pad right when you're playing it. And so for that, we allow you to kind of cut the limiter into a much lower latency mode. But there's compromises you have to make when you do those kinds of things. So it's a little bit dirtier, which is why it's okay in Fuel, but not really for Master. Anyway, that's the that's the overall breakdown.
Nice. So you've got these different little tools that you can access as well, like the tape, and then we were talking about Calm on the new plugin versus Calm on the Masterplan plugin, and they're different, right?
Very different. Yeah. So these are all the controls in master plan at the top are things you probably should consider in every mix, right? Maybe you need to tweak the low, mids, highs, the louds, the width. Those are all big ones. The bottom row is to fix little problems that you might hear in the mix or to give it extra character. Thickness, add saturation, clean, scoops out about 200 hertz if it's muddy. Multipressor if you really need it. I'm not a huge fan of multipressors on masters, but that's just me. Smooth. If something is it hits a little too hard, it takes off about like half a dB, 3/4 of a dB. Calm. We'll get to why it's different than Sweet EQ. Calm notches out frequencies that are problematic and harmonics above those frequencies.
That's usually my vocal.
That's your vocal?
Frequencies that are problematic.
Yeah.
My vocal.
We use Calm to scoop out Warren's vocal. And then tape, and this is the thing about tape. If you're already using master plan, this controls not the amount of tape, but the character of it. Yes. Either we have a tight thing where we're going to scoop some of the lows off and it has a tighter kick if there's too much flubbiness in the low end, or a warm one where we're scooping off the highs, and it gives you the different characters of that tape sound.
Nice.
The Calm inside of Sweet EQ is very different. Sweet EQ, the Calm is a dynamic control. So, whereas in master plan we're just notching out some frequencies, in Calm we have these ranges where we're detecting problems and we're finding where they are and removing them. And there's three of them. There's two that are in frequency ranges and one that's listening to sibilance and like, and it's relaxing them. So you can push into it. We are planning to release Sweet EQ on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yes, hence the name. No.
When can we get it?
We can get it on Valentine. You can get it now,
okay,
because I want to know what you guys think about it and give you guys a chance to say something.
I've got an album I'm mixing next week, so you guys to have it on the album.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, but we Valentine's Day is the release date. We've got it in beta right now, and we're just talking to people about a great piece of beta feedback we got is that some people they say the top-down mixing, they'll push into plugins at 0 dB. Sure. And we have a safety clipper on here, and then if you add any saturation, all of a sudden something is immediately clipping. And so I decided that we should be able to disable that clipper so that people that use that technique for mixing don't kind of get hamstrung by that and can catch it at the end. So that's the kind of thing that we fix in beta to make sure that like we're helping everybody and not just immediately they're stepping on your feet.
Sure,
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, love it.
Cool.
Love what you guys are doing. Keep it up.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Yeah.
Lars, how are you? You having a great show?
Yeah, it's good so far.
Yeah.
Day number 2, and yeah, we brought new shit.
Good.
I mean, this I think everybody knows already.
Well, I mean, I have one, so I know it very well.
You got the Octave. This is the Gustav.
Nice.
We have it available in different finishes. Yeah,
that's a nice one.
That's a 60s brown.
Yeah.
At the end, it's our own coating, and we put this on birch plywood.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. So this is the raw material we use. Yeah.
Nice. I like the black though. But this would be my second one.
Well, black is beautiful, right?
Yeah. Although this is super modern. There's probably a lot of people get that. Yeah.
This is the 80s gray.
All right. Yeah, but like everybody's kitchens now.
To make
this
it
color.
complete, here we have the 70s white.
70s white. Yeah. Captain and Tennille. Do you know Captain and Tennille are?
So we brought some speaker stands.
Great. I think I'm getting some speaker stands from you.
Yeah. So this is the stand-ups. We have the stand-up 92, which is 92 centimeter high, and the 107. So the 107 is normally 4 speakers if you use them like
I see,
horizontally. And there will come shortly also flexible solutions.
Great. Very nice indeed. Well, I wanted to talk to you about this. We're getting a photograph taken. Oh, oh.
Yeah, and this is our latest release. I mean, we released this right now. This is the Session Blocks acoustic modular system. So it's absorbers.
Yeah.
You can do like a classic room treatment, but you can build also entire rooms out of it.
Right.
So it's more like a Lego-like acoustic experience.
Beautiful.
But they really go deep down low. So we have the core, starting at 100 hertz, going all the way up. And this is the sub, and this starts at 40 hertz. Okay.
40 hertz.
40 hertz. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a multi-layer system. It's all ecological materials sourced in Europe. In the inside, we use wood fibers made in Germany. Here we have the plexi to make, for instance, imagine this, and you want to make a
vocal booth.
Zack. One on the left, one on the right, vocal booth ready.
Right.
You connect them with X connectors.
Yeah.
Also developed by us. And in case people don't like that style, which I can't imagine, but then of course you can have fabric covers also.
I do like that. I do like this. This is very classic.
Yeah, so maybe this is yours, okay?
Yeah, but you can't imagine.
I can't imagine, no.
I do like this. Yeah, because so we're going to build that Atmos room.
Yes.
A room within a room. And I spoke to Gavin Haverstick, and he's going to like completely measure the room for acoustics, and we'll figure it out. We'll make it great.
Yeah. And also we have on our website a calculator where you type in your room dimensions.
Right.
You say, I want a recording room, I want a mastering room, I want a, a production room, and this tells you exactly what to do.
Great. Okay, this sounds great. So we'll be able to do it. Very, very nice indeed. I do like this because it's come in different colors.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're starting this right now. At the moment, we have black, white, gray, blue.
Yeah.
We will provide maybe 10 options.
Nice, nice. Very nice indeed.
This is for wall mounting, also very easy.
Yeah.
You just mount this against the wall, and then you hang it in like a picture. Right?
Ah, I see.
See, can't be easier than that.
That's great. Excellent.
Here we have hinges, if you want angles. Imagine you have one here. The next one you make it here, and then you can put it in any angle you want.
Nice.
So, yeah. So
that's really cool. What is this?
Oh, it's a 3D printed part.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I mean, for the 3D printing community, our idea was to give the files to the guys, and you can invent your own things. Imagine you want like a holder for a beer bin or something. You just print it and chuck it on. We also have laser mounting. We have mountings for microphone arms.
Yeah, that was great. The video's over there showing it. Yeah. Very cool.
Session blocks.
Session blocks. Well, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it for an Atmos room, and make a very large, ugly room into something that's going to be used for an Atmos system. Excellent. Well, great. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
There will, of course, be a link down below. How are you?
Things are good. It's day 2. We're still standing. I'm not complaining at all. I know. Yeah, it's gonna. We got a couple more hours today, but we should.
It's the standing actually. I was just talking about. I don't mind walking. I walk at minimum 10 or 12 miles every day.
But
dropping my daughters to school, going to the studio and back. I walk everywhere. It's the standing.
It is. But I got to tell you, man, the show's coming back. The people that are here,
it's like great.
I mean, there's a lot of pros here, but there's a lot of really serious people who want to learn more, who want to learn about the gear, who are seriously interested. And it's really been energizing to see the community come together.
So what do you want to talk about?
I'm here. I'm showing a lot of the KSD audio monitors. It's studio monitor range from Germany. They start here at the C55, which is a dual 5.5 full range. This is a concentric full range. This is a dedicated woofer. The phenomenal mid-range you get, the clarity, the punch, it's astounding.
Can I hear these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Play me some music.
Yes, let me fire them up a little bit. So really, that's 2 5.5. I can crank them a little bit. But I'm really liking the clarity in the mids. Shows a punch to the low end. There's not using a sub. These can be horizontal or vertical, and these are magnetic, so if you go vertical, you can spin the logo so your OCD doesn't just like ruin you.
Can we move down?
Absolutely. The next one, the A200.
Yep. Oh, wow.
I mean, you got the 10-inch woofer, 3-inch, full range, 3-way. And then if we move over here, we move to the A500, which is the big brother with a bass extension. What's nice about this is because they're so related, the tonal shift is non-existent. It's just power and clarity. I'll go back real quick. So there's more sonic real estate, but it's not a different vibe. And then for the big mastering rooms, for the big mains, we do have the line masters. And these are extraordinary.
Go back to the middle. And then the medium. And then back to the babies. Interesting. I feel like I actually like these two the best. Obviously, this the massive full range. I could work on these quite happily because of the mids.
Exactly.
These are a little bit scoopy for me.
I think it's part of the room, but what's nice about all of these is with the DSP, per speaker, you've got 6 completely user-definable EQ curves.
Yeah.
So you may go, okay, they're a little heavy on the bottom. Let me drop the lows. Let me actually bring up around 350. So you can definitely sculpt them. But yes, the clarity on these.
How much are these a pair?
Those are $4,500 a pair US.
And obviously active, yeah?
Yes.
Have to ask.
Of course. But we're really happy with it. It's so nice now because we've got so many people who are moving professional studios into a spare room.
So this is a metal case?
Absolutely, a steel case.
Steel case, yeah.
And they've been extremely popular. We're noticing that especially it's been a lot of the hip hop, rap, and like a lot of the glossy pop folks. They love these for smaller studios because they fill the room, they have complete clarity, and they can really tell what's going on.
I really like those.
They are beautiful.
And then, of course, the outer ones are insane.
They are fantastic. Now, with these, what's nice is these have a cylindrical dispersion pattern. So you half half the energy at 2/3 way back. So it's not like every time you double the distance you lose half, you only lose a third.
Yeah.
So what's nice is you can have these up, you can be working, your clients can be sitting behind you, you can rock them without killing yourself.
Totally.
But they are beautiful machines.
Right. And how much are the big babies, the big boys, I should say?
These go for about $73,000 a pair.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Any color you like.
Any color you like, as long as it's grey.
We can match your car.
Any color you like, as long as it's grey.
We got you. We can do custom.
Nice.
And of course, these are all available as separate cabinets as well, but we're thrilled.
Perfect.
But they are nice.
Very nice indeed. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. So good to see you, man.
Thank you. Good.
Happy New Year, and hopefully you enjoy the show.
Happy New Year. Are we still allowed to say that?
We got a couple more days. As far as I'm concerned, you got 2 weeks.
We're still in January.
Yes, you got 2 weeks to take the Christmas tree down. You got 1 month to stop saying Happy New Year.
Joe, how are you?
Very good, thank you, Warren.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
What have you got that's new? I hear you have something new. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
What is it?
For the first time in 30 years, Equi Tech has a new product, and it is the Equinox. And what it is a 20 amp audiophile grade transformer that we've been using very much the same core for as long as Equi Tech has been in existence. However, its enclosure, its wiring is superior in many ways. This is coming from the audiophile clients, not our general run-of-the-mill studio guys, but people that
That's just me, I'm run-of-the-mill.
Well, so am I. But we have to cater to a clientele that is people spending $500,000 on an audio playback system.
Crazy.
And they're saying
God bless them.
As well.
Yep.
Their little black box that's normally sitting in the room is not as up to their standards. Obviously, it does its job. However, its appearance and its overall fit and finish, as the car manufacturers like to say. New metal work, an analog meter built by Simpson.
Beautiful. Well, we love the look of that.
I agree. The new switches are now relay actuated. The wires on the inside is all oxygen-free copper, which is something that is very, very in vogue these days and necessary. The outlets are built by a company called Oyende. There are zeros, and the beauty of them is that they're made with oxygen-free copper. Their contact points are. In addition, they have an incredibly strong tensile strength on the plug-in.
Okay.
That's a big deal. We've gone on to understand that our basic IEC cores that we've been using forever really was not up to snuff as well. So,
right, we'll just come around the back here to have a look.
Yep. So now we have a company called Viborg that's manufactured this cable for us, and now this is our new IEC cable. It is, let's see if we can get it to go over here. It's very difficult to insert because of the oxygen-free copper once again here. So that's how we do it. This is something different. We also have Viborg makes feet for it, which you can't see from here, but we've also put a foot on it that is much more audio-centric, and that's about everything. Also, the case is a little bit is got dampening on the surfaces. So we've tried to answer all the questions that the audiophile people have been requesting, and here it is.
Perfect. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank Jan. I was only consulting.
Okay.
And our factory people were instrumental in bringing this to market, and we'll have lots of them now.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
How are you?
I'm doing
it's been
good.
At least 30 seconds since I saw
Exactly.
you.
No, it's been a great thing. I mean, the world changes fast, but it's been a lot of fun at this show.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is. Tell us what you got going on here.
This is ArtNovion. This is a company based in Portugal, and they do fantastic high-end acoustic treatments. So dispersion, absorption, diffusion, bass traps, all of that, and they will do full setups of your room. So you can basically scan your room with a LiDAR scan with your phone. You can send them the dimensions. They will tell you what your acoustic issues are going to be once you tell them where the windows are and the materials, and they'll be able to send you a full buildup of what they recommend.
Great.
You could also simply just do the cash and carry one. So they're doing phenomenal high-end products like this, which are, you know, a combination of a diffuser and absorbers. And you can define the interior color and the exterior color, and there are literally endless options, or you can tell them exactly what PMS color you want.
Nice. What is this?
So that is the absorber panel.
No. What is the wood? It's beautiful.
This wood, I think it's basswood on these. And of course you can get a variety of hardwoods. They also make these models, which are, you know, nice combinations of absorbers and diffusers. Yeah. Again, you can define both pieces. Oh, they make mic shields that I can very surely show you how sturdy they are when I knock into them.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's good, it works, but it's also good, it looks good.
Exactly. By the same token, you know, they have an entry-level model that is their RT series, where look, if you're doing something that's industrial or you're simply on a budget, you can get these in boxes of 20, and you can set them up again for diffusion, for absorption, really for whatever you need. So some people are saying, look, I need to solve a problem, but I don't want to break the bank. They've got you covered soup to nuts.
It's gorgeous. I love this.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
And as you can see, they make them in 3 different sizes. You can mix and match however you like. They make a variety of different panels. So it's really a way that you can figure out whatever your aesthetic is. If you're going for the whole Star Trek thing, they got you covered. If you're looking for the cabin in the woods, they got you covered. They do beautiful work.
Very nice indeed.
And then, you know, very simple, effective pop shields, or something with a little bit more style to it.
I used, not this particular company, but a pair of these for room mics with a figure of 8 ribbon, so I could just deaden one side.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, figure 8s are great for room mics.
Yeah. Great.
Always
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, Christian, how are you?
I'm marvelously well.
You're doing marvelously well. Good.
We have a tube saturator.
Marvelous.
Particularly on the two bus.
Nice.
In front of the limiter in mastering situation. So the idea is not to build another stomp box.
Right.
So we want to catch your transients subtly and gently before it hits the limiter.
Okay, so
yes.
So you've got some high passing going on here.
Yes. What we see here, all the controls, it's fully parallel.
Okay.
So we have our intensity. That's how we rebranded dry, wet.
Okay.
So everything you process will be in the wet path, which means, of course, the saturation.
Right.
How hard you drive to from its linear behavior to its soft clipping or even distorting behavior. And we added in the REDD version now also low pass and a high pass. So you can go down to 5 kilohertz.
Okay.
And can go up to around 100 hertz to narrow your process material a little bit. So all processing, as said, fully parallel, so you dose it with the intensity.
Okay, great. Very nice indeed.
And of course, a bypass switch we find to the left. You can power the unit.
Yeah. Stereo in, stereo out.
Exactly.
Okay,
it's a
great.
full
So
stereo unit.
So master bass, little.
Yeah, exactly.
Little edge of it. So it's kind of a black box kicker, yeah? Did I just say that out loud?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's kind of the same territory.
Yeah. That's okay. Right for us a minute. How much is it?
Well, we are below 2,000.
Okay, that's good. Dollars.
That's correct. Yes.
Right.
Differs, of course, a little bit to the Europe sector because it's made in Germany.
Yeah. Great.
Yes. The name should suggest that maybe, but we will be available for this one around springtime. So
March, April.
April.
Okay. Well, get us one as soon as it's out.
Yes.
Yeah, we will try one.
Would really like to.
Yeah.
You will love it because, as it says, it's subtle. So of course you can drive it really hard if you need to, because you get 12 dBs extra on the input trims. So if you really want to distort something, but generally speaking, most use cases is around this. You mix into it.
Sure.
And
just add a little hair to it.
Because how I see it is like transporting your musical integrity into the limiter.
Right.
Because whenever you glue something in terms of saturation, you always harmonically.
So you're putting a pre-limiter.
Kind of. A de-stressor for the limiter, maybe.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to pump 4 dBs, 6 dBs. So take a little off, make your transient a little wider, get your sustain.
Yeah, great.
Get your loudness.
Excellent. Well, great. Thanks for showing us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We look forward to trying it out.
Absolutely.
Great. I like them. Interesting. It's like I hear like a little tiny low mid, like scoop, like the tiniest. Which gives you a little bit of definition there. And then you've got a glassy kind of 2K, like a nice roll. Almost sounds like it's like a mastered speaker.
Well, it's very easy to work on.
Yeah.
It's plus or minus 2 from 50 to 40K.
Okay.
The low end is -3 at 35.
Okay.
And -6 at 30, which is basically an ATC 110 spec.
Sure. But smaller.
But much smaller, not as loud.
Yeah.
The most dynamic driver ever made, very fast.
Who made the driver?
This is this guy, I curated 4 companies. So At Audient Acoustics, this guy's a 3rd generation designer and musician.
Okay.
So it's his proprietary everything. And then I figured out the amp. We've got a Cardis cable coming in for a meter. We've got a Shinyata power cord, an upgraded fuse, a really nice Class AB amp. Brad at HC said it's a better looking amp than our amp. And this thing moves a full inch within spec.
I was watching it,
It moves a lot.
Yeah.
This will blow up before this does, because this could handle 2.5 times the amp. This could do 110 dB, but so it's very small, but it plays big, and it's incredibly easy to work on because his design philosophy is to start with the mid-range and then extend. So it's mid-dominant, but then it's full range. And so when you sit down, you're like, it's all right there.
Yeah, it's kind of got that glassy. Yeah, it's got that glassy kind of mastered feel about it. I really like what it did
It's very natural. To me, it's very natural. It reveals very much what's the source.
Yeah.
I was at a party with a bunch of like hip hop kids the other day, and they were playing all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I can definitely hear the different decades of the samples." I was like, "Cool." Like it just, and other people are like, "Oh, I can hear all my plugins better. I hear my samples better." It's just, it's the most natural thing because we've got no Class D, no DSP.
Right.
It's just the ultimate in acoustical treatment and the ultimate in amp and cables.
Who knows where we really are?
Who knows where we really are?
Nice to see you, Art.
Good to see you, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary is are you the current or ex-president now?
I am the past president.
When did you pass?
When the ball drops on New Year's in
Oh,
Times
okay.
Square, then I'm no longer president, and Brecht de Man is now president.
Okay, so
and I have absolute confidence in Brecht. He's a great guy,
Good.
and I think he's really going to help the organization in a lot of ways.
Well, it's good because we got our good mutual friend Graham coming back on board to help run the events, and he's amazing.
He
and
is
been a champion of his for
absolutely amazing. I
Yeah.
am so grateful that Graham and Colleen Harper also as our executive director.
I don't know Colleen as well. She sent me a lovely email, and I know she's Graham's partner in crime on this. It's going to be awesome. I think AES is incredibly important. I mean, just on a global thing, to be honest, the last thing I want to do in this AI-infested hellhole that we seem to feel like we're living in at the moment, that's kind of a joke and kind of true all at the same time, is like these kinds of things are going to become more and more important. NAMM, AES, these
Absolutely.
events. They're the thing that you can't do by writing in a prompt.
And the more we move to virtual events and virtual this and virtual that, the more important these in-person things are. To be able to shake your hand again, give you a hug, walk up and down and get stopped by people I haven't seen in a couple of years. This is what these events are about, and AES is really the best at this. We started being about collegiality. The whole organization started 75 years ago by a bunch of scientists who were told by their bosses, don't talk to the other audio guys, what we do is proprietary. And so they would meet once a month and have dinner and share all their ideas because it made all of them better. It made all of them better at what they do. And AES still has that collegiality in a way that no other place. And this is what drew me in 40 years ago was this collegiality and this feeling of like a peer group, almost like being in a fraternity or something. And nobody does that like AES.
No, I agree. And the show in New York now 3 years ago, I suppose, was the best one I'd been to in 20 years.
That was when Graham and Colleen were still there, and that's why.
And it was the first year post-COVID.
Yes.
Opened up, it was packed. Graham brought in more kids than I've seen at any show, far more than there's at NAMM. In fact, it's a fraction of what he brought in, and then the show was half the size. So, he really, the point is like, that's what we're about. We should be about inviting people in, growing this in a way that feels not like an us and them, which happens so much in our industry.
Exactly, and that's why, when I was president, I was reaching out to NAMM, NAB, SMPTE, all of the organizations that do things that are similar to what we do. They're not the same as AES, but they do things that are similar. And I said, let's collaborate, let's work together. And some organizations are very, very forward-thinking with that, some less so. But, I wanted to open the door to as many of those collaborations as possible.
Yeah, I think forward-thinking, but I also think that, it's always about money, isn't it?
It is, and every organization is looking at other organizations saying, what can we get from them, rather than how can we work together and make both of us better. I shouldn't say every, because there are some who really understand collaboration.
Sure.
And there are some who don't really work as hard on collaboration.
I mean, our business, I've been saying this ever since I've had an opportunity, our business is built on networking and collaboration. When I go to talk in schools, I'll sit in front of, whether it's high schools to 16-year-olds or universities 18 to 21, and I'll say, look around you. Mm-hmm. These could be your most important relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I still have a handful of friends that I've known since I was a kid.
Same here.
All in the music industry.
I think it's sort of the personality type.
Yeah.
I had a group of friends in high school who we all grew really close because, we weren't the jocks, we weren't the great musicians, we weren't like there were all these different cliques, and we were this other group that was not really in with any of those groups, but we found each other, and we all loved music, and we were all musicians, not great musicians. I'm a terrible drummer. I mean, I'm glad that I'm a drummer because
you haven't heard me play drums. I'm pretty awful.
It helped me as a recording engineer. It helped, as an engineer, I understood timing. For punches, I understood how to read a score. So all this stuff really helped. Yeah. But if I get behind a kit and I play, you say, you kind of used to play drums, didn't you? It's not like you are a drummer because I'm terrible.
No, it's all about collaboration. It's all about having a network. I don't like this word version. I don't like saying networking. Networking is not. It's having a network, which means it's building proper, strong relationships with people. And
I feel it's more like collaboration than networking.
Collaboration.
It's like, how do you and I work together to make everything we both do better? Yeah. And that's my question for everyone: is what do we need to do to make this collaboration happen? And this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, people come into our community and the Produce Like a Pro community and be like a singer. And I'm like, you're a great singer. Do you comp your own vocals? They're like, yeah, I comp my own vocals, and they might pitch correct a word or two here and there. And I'm like, great. You know what? Start doing that for other people. There's going to be a lot of track builders, programmers, whatever you want to call them these days, beat builders, and their vocals are not going to be their strong point. Mm-hmm. And they might get somebody in the studio to sing 12 takes, and then they're sitting there going, and it's what I've had things where I'm sure you've had the same experience, where I've done a guitar overdub on something, even though I produced the track, and somebody says, who played guitar on it? And that's how they got to me. It's And putting our ego aside, I remember I was in LA in the late 90s. I had a studio, I was producing bands, I was engineering, I was mixing, I was making a good living, everything was great. Every now and then I'd work with some sort of bubbling under indie level thing. And then I got offered an opportunity to be a Pro Tools engineer in the early 2000s for Dave Sarding.
Right.
And I took it. And it's like, well, wait there, you're producing and engineering mixing. It's like, no, because when I went to go and work with Dave Sarding, I got to work with Jet. I got to work with The Thrills. I got to work with Hot Heat.
Fantastic.
And it was those kinds of experiences. And I think that humility is a big part of what we do.
It absolutely is.
I mean, I remember Rich Costey. Remember Rich Costey had like #1 album with Muse?
Yeah.
He still went off and engineered with Rick Rubin on next record.
And you know what? It's what we all do. I believe I've been teaching humility to students for years because I lived that. Because when I was an engineer in New York, I was a freelancer. That didn't mean that I didn't empty the ashtrays when we still had ashtrays, or make a pot of coffee if that's what needed to be done. I don't care if I was making 10 times what the guy sitting next to me was making it. That didn't matter. What mattered was had to be done. You do it. And it doesn't matter if it's anything from taking out the garbage to making the coffee. It's what we all do. It's a lot of what's in. And I'm going to step out of the humility role for a minute and say it's a big part of this. I have second editions of 2 of my books that just came out.
Right.
And one of them is an interview book with all the most famous engineers and producers. I should have interviewed you for it too. I'm sorry, Warren.
That's all right.
But Al Schmidt and Phil Ramone and Jeff Tierney and people who we no longer have access to.
Great people,
it was so amazing to get their methodology down on paper. And then the other part of that is the Shaping Sound in the Studio and Beyond book, which is something that when I was teaching entry-level classes, college classes, there was no book that really encapsulated it and made sense.
Fine, everybody on this list has a career longer than I've been alive.
So that some of these guys started recording in the 40s. I interviewed Al. Al Schmidt started in the 40s. Marco Bohr was recording classical music in Europe, and they were doing it on wire recording. So we were talking about edits, and he's like, "Oh, it's easy to edit on wire. You just twist it like you would anything else." It's like, whoa, that's how you do an edit? That's incredible.
My Phil Ramone story is quite simple. I'm a huge Phil Ramone fan. His book, Making Records, I think is
amazing.
Have to read it.
I love that book.
If you want to learn, you know this, I'll talk to the camera. If you want to learn about how to interact with artists, how to get performances, how to make them comfortable, the psychology of working with an artist, that is the #1 book. It might be one of the #1 books in psychology of working with people. The detail he goes into when Sinatra would walk in, like where the drink was placed, where the ashtray was, how this position, blah, 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 everything. He walked in and it was just ready to go. And everything from that, it's just such a superb book. But I hadn't met him. And I was working with Jack in Capitol, and Phil was coming in, and he had an orchestra date. And Jack and he were old friends from New York in the 60s.
Of course, yeah.
So I said, I really want to meet Phil. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, we'll go in. So and we were working with Al, we were mixing with Al. So, you know, quite crazy, mixing with Al and then
going and chatting with Phil. Yeah.
And so we go in, and it's a full orchestra day, you know, in Capitol. So there is like 85 people in the live room. The control room is packed full of, you know, whatever, everybody. It was insane. And I walk in, and Phil has got the score like this, and he's with the composer, and he's making changes like this with a pencil. Well, and I nudge Jack, and I go, look, Jack, a real producer. and we both burst out laughing. I mean, it's like, it's...
Well, you know, Phil was a violin prodigy as a child. Well, you know, you read his book, you know all the backstory. He was amazing. And he was one of my favorite interviews in this book because I knew him in New York. So the idea of the book was my mentors and my mentors' mentors. And my mentors' mentors' mentors in some cases.
And the kicker of this story is, just 2 weeks before he died. So he's riddled with cancer, wasn't telling anybody, working right up to the moment. So there he is. And in retrospect, I look back, he was really not looking in a good way. But he was working. I mean, this was standing, he was writing, he had a pencil, he was crossing out stuff.
Amazing. Well, he was an amazing person. And you talk about humility. He had a little edge when I knew him in the 80s in New York. But by the end of the 80s, he grew out of that edge. And he was so nice and so sweet. My favorite story from AES, and one of the things that got me into AES, my first AES show, 1983, when we were still in the hotels in Waldorf in New York. And I was a gopher. I wasn't even an assistant engineer yet. So I was told in the studio, you know, hands behind your back, clasp behind your back, don't touch anything, don't ask any questions, don't talk to anyone unless you're talked to. So all perfect. I go to the AES show in New York. And you know, I'm walking around with my hands behind my back because that's what I'm told. And people, you know, somebody shoves headphones in me and says, "Here, turn these dials, see what it sounds like. Put the headphones on." It's like, wow, I can touch these things. That's so cool. Thank you so much. And then I see Phil Ramone walk by, and I recognize him from a picture in Mix Magazine. I'd never met him yet at that point. And you know, I see him walking by, and my mouth must have been hanging open or something because somebody comes up to me and says, "Go talk to him." Well, I can't talk to that guy. That's Phil Ramone. He's like, "No, come over." And so I had a great conversation with Phil, and I'm a nobody in the business. And George Massenberg walks by and stops to say hi to Phil. And Phil says, "Oh, do you know George?" It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm meeting all these amazing people. So that's, you know, when I talk about the collegiality at AES, it was always there for as far back at least as I was going.
I think people are people as well. I mean, this is why I love this. You know, we're talking about NAMM and AES, and you know, I remember meeting Eddie Van Halen for the first time.
Yeah.
And Eddie says to me, he goes, "Wait there, we've met, haven't we?" And I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? Go, maybe, I'm not sure. I was like,
well, let's see, you're Eddie Van.
Yeah, what was it again? Yeah. It's just so funny, you know, because to him it's just like you're another guy.
Right.
And then I got to be. This just sounds like name drop central, but when I met Jeff Beck,
it's all good.
His phone rang. He checked the message later on and said to me, "Oh, that was Brian May. Do you know him?" And I'm just like,
wow.
First of all, it's like, but that's. I think what we're saying is people are people. This is the place you come and you walk down here and you see what you're saying. Somebody, you know, you could be at AES, George Massenberg can walk past and he can talk to you as a colleague, as you said.
Exactly.
And you can feel like, oh, this is somebody who cares.
And I'm surrounded by brilliance. I go to an AES convention, I go to papers presentations. I'm surrounded by the geniuses who have made the equipment that I'm using. And I cannot do that. I am a Little E engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm a recording engineer and producer, and that's it. And I joke with my daughter, who is a material science engineer. She's the big E engineer in the family. I'm the Little E engineer in the family. So, you know, we have the running joke. And she says, "But you work with all these famous people. Everybody knows who you are." We walk in a room, people stop you and say, "Aren't you Gary Gottlieb?" And it's like,
our daughter's here. She's 11, and she's like, "How come you know everybody?" I was like, "Well, in this room, everybody knows everybody."
Because he's famous, that's why.
Yeah, in this room.
We all know him.
In this room. Outside of this room, everybody's like, "Who are you?"
Well, it doesn't happen it even happens to me a little bit outside. Like I'll be at an airport or something and somebody go by and say, "I know you. Where are you?" "Oh, yeah, you're the guy from AES, right? I see your picture in the, you know." And it's like, well, this is a great ego boost, but I keep going back to the humility because that's really what it's all about. The humility, the collegiality, this is what we do, and this is, and the most successful engineers, producers, and even artists I know are mostly very humble people. Not every one of them, mostly humble people.
Yeah, well, off camera we can make that list. All right. Gary, thank you ever so much.
Warren, man, thank you. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. We'll put a link down below. Of course, if you're not already a member of AES, I highly recommend it, and we will see you in Nashville in October. It's going to be awesome.
And in Copenhagen,
oh,
if we don't, you know, at the end of May, or maybe in Paris for the audio for virtual reality at the end of July, or maybe in Detroit, Michigan for the automotive audio at the end of June. And I know we're fading out already while I'm saying all this. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you, Warren.
Thanks, mate. A lot of the music that we love, probably a massive majority of the music we love, also happen to say something. And it's a youth culture thing, and it changes. And for me, it all means something. So that's a big part. And I know that I'm sure we want to talk about a lot of technical stuff, but also remember that. You know, have something to say. Remember that, you know, you can change people's minds. You can bring people together. You can do all kinds of stuff. All right, questions.
I've got a question, seeing as though we have responsibility.
Yeah.
So I know that you guys use the Evo interfaces when you go out doing things with Produce Like a Pro. So
We do, yeah.
Apart from our working relationship, why? What works for you?
Well, Eric's the one that uses them. I mean, basically, Eric it's dumbness, isn't it? It's like plug it in, set the level, go.
Yeah, throughout all the years of doing this, I've tried every interface that we've come across, and the Evo is just compact. It's easy. It's straightforward. It's plug and play. That's why I just keep using it. And everywhere I take it, everyone's just like, "Ooh, what's that? That looks so cool." It's just, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is like, this speaks to like, when I was a kid and I used to go into music stores, Kingfisher, remember Kingfisher? Yeah. So you go into these stores, and I worked at Kingfisher and I worked at Anderton's. And you know, remember Alesis, which actually I love that company, Alesis. I love PV. These companies that get destroyed now were just such a great leveler when we were kids, because they sold things at a third of the price of the, you know, you talk about Fender and Gibson. I could never afford any of that. That's why I like Yamaha. That's why I've always championed the Yamaha guitars. Because you go in, pick it off, you're like, this sounds as good as those guitars at twice the price. But anyway, you go in and you see the Alesis 3630. You remember that single rack? I think they still probably make it. It's got literally like 22 controls on it. And all it is a bloody compressor. And then I would go into finally get into a proper studio, and they'd have like an LA2A or 1176. I was like, this has got like 2 or 4 controls on it. And so that's the thing. When you're actually working at a professional high level, you don't care about all these little tiny things, because you just need to get it down. Your singer has got a great idea, and like, excuse me, I need to audition these 14 different vocal microphones, and I wasn't sure which compressor or no. You just got to get the job done. Questions?
I had one.
Yes.
What's your take on multi-tracking or multiple tracks of the same instrument? Because, for example, we're in the middle of recording an album, and it's a metal album, right? And the main song, the one that we wanted to sound the best or the biggest, we have like 6 guitars on it, 2 basses on it, and it does not sound as big as we wanted. So I think we're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so what you need is different voicings. So remember we were talking, I was sort of alluding to it. There's a video I did on a Dave Jordan technique. So what he did, well, first of all, you've got 2 options. You could probably plug into a virtual amp, one of the neuro DSPs or something like that, and probably find something which is absolutely massive for rhythm. You'd be surprised. But if you are going to individually track, which of course I still know and absolutely love, you need to come up with different voicings. Coming in and playing the same chords, you know, even on different guitars and different amps, is not going to make it sound bigger. You're actually going to end up just creating tons of phase issues. Even though you think it's different, it's not. So you need to come up with voicing. So Dave's thing was, and lots of metal guys do this now, is he would use a bass, the D string of a bass, and then just follow the chords. So literally play the low, and that will fill in because it's all this honky mid-range. He'd also take a wah pedal. You can also use the Q zone, which is the wah pedal version of. You kind of get that kind of area, and you just follow it, and it brings in, toughens up the mids. Then he'd use very, very small amps for the high end, and then blend them in. And on the SSL, he'd literally have like 3 to 5 different things, but they're all in different frequencies. But it's not just frequencies, meaning chopping up. He would play different parts. So it'd be like big low chords, then a high and mid-range, then a voicing here, so you'd actually create high voicing. If you're just going to sit there and just, sorry, it was a wrong word, sounds passive but aggressive, but what I mean is like if you are only going to repeat the same chords, it's not going to get bigger. It's just going to end up with a whole bunch of mud and phase cancellation, and just you're going to get loads of masking frequencies where there's all the low mids are building up, and so what you have to do is just create voicings, you know. So literally go, think like an orchestra. I've got, this is my low end, here's my low mids, here's my this, that, and that needs to be voiced on the guitar. So baritones are really useful for that. Distorting low notes on a bass, you know, whatever. You might have a 7-string guitar or something like that. But my point is like, think about it. Think of it logically, like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Where's it all going? Yeah. The other thing is, if you want it to be concussive and hit you over the head and smashing and just hit you, use the same guitar. Because it needs to intonate properly. If you've got 4 different guitars and there is crossover, yeah, you want that same intonation. You know, you want to make sure that it just goes grah rather than all pitching all over the place. You know, if you're doing indie, it's actually kind of nice to use different guitars, and people like it to be a little, you know. But when it comes to what you're talking about, modern metal, it has to be very in tune, very slamming. You know,
precise as well.
Yeah, very precise. Yeah. You know, always print a DI, because if you're going to try and edit, you've got heavy tones, you're trying to figure out where the transient is, and you're scrubbing the zoop, 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 zoop. But if you've got a DI transient, at least you can go, okay, I'll cut it and just move it. So yeah, print a DI as well.
After a lot of hours, we played Hot for Teacher from Van Halen. It's just one bass, one guitar, one drums, that's it. It's super simple and it sounds massive.
Well, the thing, I mean, it was just an aesthetic with Eddie. That was his thing. He was a guitar player. I've said this quite a lot. I've met Jeff Beck, and I've met and worked with Jeff Beck, Eddie Van Halen, Joe Perry, and Ace Frehley, and they're all completely different guitar players, but they're all the same personality. They're all like, all they cared about and all they talked about was guitar and guitars. Like, when I first started working with Aerosmith, I felt I just couldn't, I was trying everything for Joe and I to connect. You know, and he just seemed really, because Joe's very, very, very smart, like really smart, like really high IQ. And when he was a kid, he was in the chess club. The photos of him are like with like the rimmed glasses. He looks like a total nerd in the early 60s. And so he's really, really smart. So he actually doesn't, the reason why he comes across as shy is because he just doesn't suffer fools. He really can't be bothered to talk about, yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He's just like, uh-huh. So everybody thinks he's cool. He's just like not connected to it. But like his best friend's Dr. Rudy Tonzai, who's like the head of aging in Harvard, and they're like best friends. So he's like really, really smart, but you think he's aloof. But he says to me, he's like, what was your first guitar? Like the first thing he said to me, he didn't talk to me. And I was like, oh, I had a 62 Starfire. And he's like, that was my first guitar. Really? And then suddenly, boom, yeah, we're all good, you know what I mean? And like he got it, Guild Starfire, you know what I mean? And Eddie was the same. When I met Eddie, I went to his compound, and he's in his studio, and I remember he comes out and he greets me and he goes, have we met? Which is funny, like, you know, like, oh, I don't know, maybe, I can't remember, like I'm not going to remember meeting Eddie Van Halen. And I was like, no, we haven't met. And then I go in, and there's a couch in behind the SSL, and the guitar is sitting there, and I sit down and I realize I'm sitting where he just sat, and I put my hand on the back of the neck of the guitar, and it's warm, and I'm just thinking, it's a real thing. Eddie Van Halen's been sitting here just shredding and practicing before I come, and then, you know, Joe's the same way. Joe's not like a shredder guitar player, but he is obsessed with tone and guitars, and talks about pickups and cables, and when we were doing an album together, he really loves Jeff Beck. All these guys love Jeff Beck. That's like their guitarist, and we were talking about that song, Soft Truth. Ain't superstitious, yeah, ain't superstitious, Soft Truth. And the guitar sound is absolutely massive and dark. And I told him, well, you know, Mickey Most recorded it by putting a Marshall stack, and I think it was the Marshall Major, like the 200-watt head, with 2 4x12s in a cupboard, turned it all 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, closed the cupboard door, and then mic'd the cupboard door. It was so loud that high end was bleeding through, but not enough that it was super, super bright. So it's just this massive, like this massive tone. Obviously still probably on a 4-track, so not like a digital recording. And he's like, great, let's do that. So that's the kind of guy he would do. We would set up, we'd set up like a Marshall stack in a cupboard, and then mic the cupboard door, and then at the same time we'd take a DI and we'd split it off and go through a Neve and overload the Neve and fuzz that out, and then he'd also split it off to a Pro Junior, and we'd mic the Pro Junior, and then he'd put a half stack in the live room, we'd mic the live room, and that would be the sound of the guitar. And I remember we'd spend like a day getting this massive guitar sound. We would do the whole main riff on this song called I can't remember what the track was. It was a theme tune for G.I. Joe, so we would do whatever that was. So we would do the whole of that, and then we would double it. And then I'm thinking, this is the greatest guitar sound I've ever got in my life. And I'm thinking, what song are we going to do now with this guitar sound? And he'd go, yeah, we should go to this other track. So I'm thinking, excellent. And he goes, right, so for this track, I want to do... And I'm like... You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, I've just spent a day getting a guitar sound that's only going to be heard on one song, on one part of one song. But that's because that's all they do. These guys, that's what they are. They're guitar players. They want to make a statement. He's going to spend the whole day getting the sound for the part that's perfect. And then for the next part, we spend another day getting the sound and changing out, you know. He would do things like, I love this, but I'm coil tapping it, but it still doesn't sound like a single coil. So then the guitar tech would have to figure out how to get that guitar with that pickup in it so we could do this other part. We wouldn't stop for it, we'd do something else. But I'm just saying, you know, this is what these guys are like. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think, you know, we've got lax of budgets, we don't have the time that we have, but we still need that essence. We need that understanding. Even if you've got to bang out 3 songs in a day, you still need to have that thing where you're just pushing the boundaries, because you can do it even if you've got limited time. You can be like, you know, if I just spend 5 more minutes, I can make this better. And I know I've been saying this theory for years, and I know other people have adopted it. I call it the 1% theory, where if everything is just 1% better, it adds up. You know, so if you just take that few extra minutes, you know, sometimes the snare, if you're when you're recording a snare, for instance, if the drummer does have his hat a little bit higher, you can pull that mic back a little bit more. You can get a little bit more body on that snare. You don't have to always mic it the same way. And if you can pull a mic back from the snare, so you normally would have it over the top here, but its hi-hat's nicely high up there, and you start pulling it back, suddenly you get this, you get the whole body of the snare, and it sounds great. Like when you do drum samples, quite often, if we're doing a drum sample, I'll put an 87 and just pull it back from the snare, because nothing else is being hit. Everybody's like, wow, what a great snare sound. I couldn't do that in a regular kit, because there's my hi-hat, pulled it back, now it's a hi-hat slash snare slash kick mic. So my point is like always, all this acquired knowledge, back to the theme of today's talk, acquired knowledge, all these different things you've learned, that you don't have to always do it the same way. And there's a beauty in that. I mean, look at Steve Albini. You know, Steve Albini found a way of recording and then never changed. And then it was just all about the band. You know, the way he might drums is the way he might drums. And that's quite traditional from the 90s, that kind of, you know, 421 top and bottom, 57 top and bottom, you know, on the snare, 421s on the toms, you know, D112 inside, you know, FET on the outside. I mean, everything that we would do, you know, talk to Michael Beinhorn, who's walking around out here, and all this stuff, Soundgarden, Super Unknown, they're all done like that. That was the way we recorded drums in the 90s. I did it. I still do on occasion. But, you know, maybe there's that track where it's the mono overhead, maybe there's the Kohles pulled back, you know, maybe it's Moses Schneider's, you know, versed mic coming in and getting that kind of like really annihilated with compression. Learn all these things, acquire all this knowledge, so that when you come to do something, you know, you can go, oh, this is what I'm going to do here, this is what I'm going to do there, you know. And if you've learned them, it's not going to slow you down. It's like, so just experiment. When you have the opportunity, experiment. If you've got a bit of freedom and do it, mix it up, you know what I mean?